There are people that are prideful black men. There are prideful black women. If you attack black men in their image and their experience is like, no, we don't need you pushing that out. Keep that between you, Antonio, Stefan, and all the guys you were sleeping with and you made children with, and say their names and leave it at that. You would see differences, in my opinion. That is not what happens. So you see a constant defense of positions.
So are you saying that the black woman started it first by saying the black man this, the black man that, and then the black man came on and then said, no, the black woman this, the black woman that. And my bad, my camera keep messing up.
The short answer to that question is I can't pinpoint. Somebody got audio in the background. I don't know who that was, but I can't pinpoint where it started. But I will say this. If we look at music and we used to call Jodeci and Boys and Men and all that, we would say they were simping, and women say these guys don't sing to us no more. I would say it used to be more popular for men to conduct themselves a certain way, and they're no longer doing that. I don't know where it started from. I'm just saying I think it's reasonable to agree that when you make blanket statements about black men and they're prideful, and like someone like Sharon, take care of his family, and you just say black man, he goes, I'm a black man, just deal. If you would just deal with me, you wouldn't have these problems. Keep that on Tony, because I got children, I got family, and we don't need the imagery of them to be destroyed for your personal experience. Vice versa. I can't call it where it started from.
But there's so many. I know other people want to talk about it. I just really wanted to say something real quick, Sharon. But there's so many problems with what you're saying, because now you're kind of saying that the black men are following the women in one situation, and then it kind of also sounds like you saying that the black men are playing this blame game, and both of them sound childish. And I'll stop right there.
So I don't know how you interpret that black men are following women. How your interpretation of following?
I can tell you how
I can give you a similar way to how I think. I'm thinking in the same line as Unlikely as well. Is how we went from sprinkle to drizzle. They followed the women and went with the same rhetoric that they did. All they did was flip it. They didn't come up with nothing original and say, hey, this is what I'm mad at. They said, oh, you black men you ain't shit. But what about you black bitches? Y'all ain't shit. You black men, bro. But you only make 3 cents less than me. Like, that's what it's like. It's not like you actually standing on your standing point and you substantiating your real gripe with the black women. You are only saying it because they said, and I want to welcome to the show as well. Welcome to the show, PH Diva. Good day.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up, PH?
And I guess that's also what's up with your damn mic?
I think I'm good now.
No, you're not.
Hey, real quick, Sharon. Go. Just briefly.
Yeah, let Aaron jump in.
Okay, go ahead. Rock out. I just want to tap in real after. Go ahead, rock out.
We got Aaron O, Smitty, OtisWho.
You know me, I'm 15 to 30 quick hits. So I don't interpret it that way. I look at it like this. I don't think men would have complained back in the day. They kept it for the barbershop and mind their business because men are used to suffering in silence. But I think as time went on, we start being in a egalitarian type of society, and we start building it up that way. So where you didn't really separate boys and girls. Now the girls hanging out with the guys, ride bikes and playing the stuff that they didn't necessarily do back in the day because they were more separated. So when you start to bring people up that way and they look at each other as just people for the most part, you start to see changes in relationship. You guys can interpret it however you want to, but that's what I see occurring.
But how were they suffering in silence if they were discussing the issues in the barbershop? Are you saying that unless women are around to hear, it doesn't make a difference? Or like, how is that silence if they're actively discussing in barbershops amongst each other?
Easy answer. Most men don't actually go into depth about what they're actually experiencing. They keep things surface level even when they with other men. Yeah, you know how I be, bro. It's just, she be tripping. They don't say what she actually did to him. So men do suffer in silence. And
what's admirable about that, though?
No, but that's not the issue. Right, that's not the issue. So the issue is, why aren't you all cultivating spaces for yourselves, why aren't y'all asking, well, what did she do, dog? Like, tell us more about it. You know, why aren't y'all getting each other to open up? So
well, we do. What the?
I got it.
Look, I'm talking about what Aaron said.
Don't worry.
Let Aaron and PhD, they got it. They see the best. They are intelligent enough to have the let them have the conversation, y'all.
That's exactly what's happened. That's why y'all calling them Jay. Oh, you want to hang around boys? You want to hang around your friends more now? Oh, you want to talk to them and hang out more than me? Oh, and all these things, they actually have created these environments. It actually does exist. Talk to Cheeky. He'll tell you. It exists at much higher levels. That's why men are softer now. That's why they're not as stern or hard or so stoic now. That's why there's a level of involvement, right? Because they are more in touch with their emotions. And the response from the women have not been, and as most men have described, of an accepting experience in their views.
Okay, so they're not suffering in silence any longer, right? So men have created these spaces. They're able to talk amongst each other. Right, that's what you're saying, and they're able to explore these issues more in depth.
So, whoa, I got it.
Can y'all let us talk? Come on.
So, not all men. So, like like me, right? I have no problem expressing myself, explaining my point. Some men are not as articulate or well spoken, so they don't have those abilities, and sometimes they're even unsure of what they're experiencing or feeling. So when they hear somebody else do it, they can have a level of connection. So sometimes it takes somebody to be that person that they can identify with. So it requires more and more men to do these things, and they may be disliked because of older men in the past that conduct themselves differently. We don't care. They're going to get ran off the block. But yes, we have more spaces where men are having these conversations and experiencing that. But however, we have a lot of men who are alone, isolated, that don't have access to a lot of guys, that don't have friends, and a lot of reasons. So it's not fully to the point where I think women are, because women can grab each other's behind, hug and squeeze and do all that type of stuff. And it's universally, globally accepted and whatnot. So it's not like men are like have that type of deeper connections that women do, if you're trying to make the cross comparison.
Right. And so, but all of those things that you mentioned, where men do have access to other men and can talk about those issues, or if they're able to just identify with the man who's talking about those issues, and then the men who are isolated and don't have access to those type of spaces or other groups of men in order to express their issues. All of those are male constructions, right? So men have to be the solution. And if you're isolated, it's up to men to find a way to connect with other men. Like, women have nothing to do with none of that, is what I'm saying. Correct?
Yeah. So
okay.
If women who you should have a trust for, unless you think women are not trustworthy people, if they tell you, like, I want to be here for you, I care about you, open up to me, don't shut me out, don't leave that. If they're telling men that, and then other women who don't like men very much, in particular black men, what they'll then say is, well, that's a man's problem. Well, men are telling you, well, when they deal with women, they're asking to be a part of the solution. Hey, let me help you, let me support you. So there is a level of mixed experiences there. And because men are taught to tolerate women's negativity way more, they have a feel to try to give a woman what she wants. And if she's telling you, be more open, be more emotional, do these things, men will try to do those things. Will they do them well, successful, all that? I don't know. But that's what men are experiencing. Women are asking to be a part of that.
Right. So some women are asking to be a part of that. And so it's up to men to decide whether or not they want women to be a part of that. But women being a part of it, either way, is just a bonus, right? So men having spaces where they can discuss their issues and open up and, address their issues, that's all about men. If some women want to be a part of it and say, I want to be here for you, or blah, 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 then that's an added bonus. That's not necessary for men to be able to address their feelings or even be able to identify their feelings and such. Are we on the same page?
Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay.
Beautiful. Welcome to the show. Guys, Smitty, what's your thoughts? We got Smitty, OtisWho, Bomb Cherry, Lamar, HQ.
Okay.
Respect. To when the brothers was talking about back in the day. What the brother Aaron said. He said, "Drizzle to what? What was it? Sizzle? What was it? You said
sprinkle, sprinkle to drizzle, drizzle.
yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle to drizzle, drizzle." I am more on the alignment closer, I guess, to what the brother was saying. As far as what I've noticed is that, like in nature, it's something innate in men to adapt and adjust. So I look at it like, first of all, how can I chase and follow something that's like 15 times my number? I don't chase grass. I just find myself walking on it along the way. You see? So I'm just saying, as far as like when men actually are trying to shift and adapt and mold, because we are the masters of that, manipulating our environment, and not in the way of manipulation in which people think, like actually being able to utilize what's around you to get the task done. And so I do notice there has been a shift. I don't blame all of this, and I'm going to land it quick. I don't blame all of this on like single moms all the time and all that shit. No, I actually look at the totality of what's been taking place around us. And what's been taking place around us is primarily there has been a decline in like just ethics. Like honestly, if you think about it, work ethic has gone down, and that even transitions into like relationships, family dynamics, and everything. The more that we are able to be comfortable to the point where people just literally lift their feet up and a little circle disc is vacuuming for you, all of these things can take place into how we see things are supposed to mold out. To land it right here, there's no way for you to think that anything in a relationship can be successful when everybody looks at it supposed to be overnight, like a DoorDash. I ordered it, my burger and fries about 15 minutes ago. It should be here by now. And we look at anything that we're supposed to accumulate in life the same way. And that's not something that men do. Men are basically the types where we will go ahead and put that work in. And we know that what I'm doing is more so for a long run. And I do notice that a lot of times women more so, it's like the immediate. And if you're not able to produce every single thing right then and there, then it's almost like you're not worth anything. And they're not able to see the actual trajectory and the motion in which you're moving in and what is actually taking place. But that's not all women. I digress. My mic is muted.
Beautiful. Go ahead, OtisWho. What's your thoughts?
There's a lot of topics, a lot of subtopics going on, a lot. It's like 3 or 4 of them. One, I want to discuss the one that PhD had a conversation with Aaron O. Great back and forth. And as they were talking, I was noticing the chats. Aaron O said something. There are conversations being had between men. It is happening. Some good, some not so good. Some having between married men and single men. Those conversations are being had. So with that being said, the conversations are being had. There's a dynamic there that, to me as a married man, it's hard. Not that it's hard, but I don't have anything in common with a single man out here. Nothing. Only time I have a talk with them is when they come to me for advice or just have a regular conversation. Then we end up talking about marriage. How's your marriage? What's going on in the relationship? That's how that occurs. I very seldom have a conversation or I can interact with a single male, especially a single black male. It's hard. But when we do talk, the conversations are being had. We agree on some things. We don't agree on some things. The other conversation is when a man is having a conversation and then the woman says, preferably in the chat or just in life, some men are getting too soft. Well, the men are having that conversation. We're trying to hear the woman. We're trying to address their needs. But some women, not all, some women saying, well, we're too soft. We don't want that. So that's the back and forth and the disconnect that one is having when trying to interact with the woman. And it's different when you're married versus a single man still looking for a woman. So though these are 2 different conversations, need to be had, but it's just 2 different conversations. I land my plane.
Hey, Otis, you right there with it, dog. You right there with it. Only thing is this, like how they were saying, like to create the spaces. We do. The only problem is this: it's not enough solid, thorough men to safeguard the gates of our discussions. We allow every fucking body in. And so shit gets infiltrated. And when it gets infiltrated, there's no way for us to really solidly sit down at the round table. There's only 12 seats, but it's like 30 motherfuckers in here. And we wondering why there's confusion. But I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
And I also believe, before Bomb go, I also believe what is starting to happen, which is something that came up yesterday on the channel, is these participation trophies that is handed out. A lot of men, when they created these spaces, they handed out participation trophies. The man said, "Hey man, I'm going through this, and man, my girls," and they like, "Man, I understand, my girl's going crazy too." Instead of going deeper into the conversation, say, "Hey, so what happened? What happened before you got into this heated argument?" So we could peel back the onion and say, "Oh, that was the women's attitudes," and that's always because your actions led up to her attitude, and then now y'all hitting heads and y'all bumping heads, and now you are creating your own argument within your household, and that onion never get peeled back because you a man. Here's your participation trophy. You got a gripe like me with women? Here you go. We all in the He-Man Women's Haters Club.
That's an interesting.
Can I please say this real quick just to prove my point? I don't know if she's trolling or not, but I don't think she is. But it's a great point that she's making, and it needs to be discussed. Miss Not For Everyone just said, you married males and single males act the same. And a lot of women feel that way. Not all, but a lot of women do have the same sentiment. And to me, that's not true. It's a big difference. And that's what we need to have the discussion. For real, because a lot of women do feel that way, that there is no difference between a married man and a single man. And to me, it should be a clear difference. It should be very clear. But some women, don't see that. And we need to discuss that and ask them, why is that? What do they see that we don't see? Because I don't really see it.
There are clear differences. By clear differences, it's just a matter of intelligence that's examined at the time. But I don't want to veer off into that unless y'all want to. But the participation trophies, right now, I don't know where that started. I'm just gonna say this: I don't believe the men said we need to get some participation trophies. What I believe is there used to be a time when men were heavily at the sports games, heavily involved in the production of competition for young males in particular, right? Then it start becoming boy mom, and they start going to the games and they start getting aggressive. And then when losses happened, and then when daughters got involved with sports and they wanted to do what the boys did and they lost, that's when the participation trophies start to increase. Now, when you kind of shift it to like, now we're in relationships and then participation trophies, because I think that's where you're trying to shift it to. I don't know where the trophies are, or if I see trophies outside of where you would say a trophy exists.
So where I hear the trophies is that they all agreeing to the same remedial rhetoric.
Okay.
This woman did this to me. That's the trophy. Oh, what happened? You got into an argument with your girl? That's how girls are. They don't never peel back the onion, actually deep dive into why you had a particular argument with your girl on this day. They just say, oh, you had an argument? Yeah, man. The women are just crazy. Here you go. Here to get you want a beer? And they start being around and they talking, these hoes, where the hoes at? That's the participation trying to say, hey, you are part of this group now because we all have problems with women. Then they started talking, and then they started creating the red pill space. Then they started gravitating there. Then the incels space, the manosphere space, all these no good suckers, they all started gravitating to the same place, just passing out trophies. Here you go. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Hey, she did what? Exactly. That's what we're talking about over here. Come over here and get your trophy. And then it build up. And then now that more people that can articulate themselves on the different point of view, all of a sudden, that's why it's so much smoke is up in this juncture of the so-called black YouTube space, because now it got men that's on a complete opposite, and their life is proving that they're on a complete opposite, and they just can't understand how is that possible.
So you make a good point. I just don't think trophies should be the used language. I think what you would just mean access. Like if it was the marriage group or the guys that are successful in areas, hey, we over here. And now they're like, oh, you kind of looking like you could be with us. Come on in. I see what you mean when you kind of put that together. I just don't know about the trophy part, because when you say trophies, I kind of look back at when they hand here, you get a trophy, and they don't say first place, it just say trophy. You know, so that's why.
So what it says, instead of saying first place, it says men space. Yeah, so that's the trophy. Like, oh yeah, you come on, we are top dogs. Women should listen to us, even though they crazy. Come over here, first place, and everything else besides that, you a simp. So our trophy, me, I'm the simp. I'm the panderer. I don't get no trophy. They kick me out. I'm the loser, supposedly, even though in real life it's the opposite. So all those men that's on their side, they get all the trophies and say, yeah, Tommy, woohoo! You curse him out. Kevin Samuels, man, the way how you curse her, man, I wish I could have did that to my wife is probably what they saying.
Right.
Okay. I want to get so we'll go Bomb Cherry. See like other two men drop Bomb Cherry HQ. Bomb Cherry. Okay.
Yeah. Am I here? Good morning, good day, everybody. Because it's afternoon. Hey, Diva, I came up here to talk to you, girl. You know they was over there trying to put you in a whole lot of mess, girl. I had to get up there and punch them in the eye. They was snatching trophies all over the place, and I was grabbing their trophies and hitting them, bashing them across their head over there by what is his name? What's that dude? Izzy. That's his name. Yeah, girl. They was talking about you, and I had to go and kick them in a trophy.
Before we deep dive into that, go ahead, HQ. Let's get back to the topic. We will address that as well. Go ahead,
HQ.
Yeah, I've never been over to Izzy's channel. I don't even know the name, so I couldn't even get over that thing. I just saw clips or something, or somebody was doing something with Flora, I guess, them and Taz or whatever would talk, whatever. Yeah, the participation. My question is always, why is it that you never hear direct pushback when these men are saying all of these outrageous things? Why don't anyone ever push back when they hear these outrageous things that they are always saying? Yeah, man, all the women are this and all the women are that. You never hear any pushback on it unless you get it from someone like Brownsville or Sharon. And it's always them against Brownsville or Sharon. It's never any solid pushback. And two, on Otis's point, it's husbands or husbands and single men are the same. Is because the degeneracy always comes across as the same. You always hear you hear more married men in the chat and on panels saying the most outrageous things about women, and yet they have wives, and they're agreeing with these single men like they want to be single, like they want to be back in the dating pool. That's why we think you all have the same mindset. It's because you agree to the same garbage that we hear on these panels, right?
So,
and another thing, Mr. Aaron, yes. It's like, sure, it's bad. You say you're balanced, but every time I hear you speak, it's always towards the woman is in the negative light, or the woman is the one who is the issue or the problem, and it's never towards where the men might have the problem. You did that just a moment ago. You said something about the women. It was the women's problem, or from the women's point of view, she's the issue. But you never talk on whether the man is the one who starts this particular problem.
If you're going to try to critique me, which I'm open to, you're going to have to bring the specific example, like, because we said a bunch of different things and there's reasons behind them, right? Now, when you asked your question, right, I'm responding to that particular question. You might find me engaged in conversations where it just so happens the women's accountability is on question.
That's see, you had that issue on your show the other night. You were speaking in terms of how Brownsville message was not going to be received. And I thought to myself, well, why wouldn't Aaron O want to listen to the positivity of that message and then spread that particular message along, have a little bit more accountability for the men? And I wondered, why would you think that's a slight against men, instead of saying it's just a straight message for men, which had nothing to do with women? I look at Brownsville message as being a straight message for men, has nothing to do with the women. Nothing. He doesn't say anything negative again. He doesn't say anything negative. He wants positivity to come out of the men's side of the aisle. And yet, every time we spoke to someone about his message, it's always been, what about the women? Why don't he speak about the women? It's not about the women. It's about men being taking accountability. And one more thing. Last night I was in the audience for at Hamp's show, and I kept sending super chats saying, men have lost the respect of their women. That's why we're not following you. The respect is lost.
Mm-hmm.
Period. No other sentence. Understanding. The women have lost respect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that happened or what happened, but they have. They were saying, well, why won't our women follow us? Why can't we lead? We can't lead people who don't want to follow.
Mm-hmm.
You have lost the respect of your woman. Period.
You said a whole bunch there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, please make one point at a time, because when you make
I could respond to some of them, but
yeah, it's hard to respond to the whole thing. But you guys pick one.
I do my very, very best. If you watch my show, you have to watch it for an extended period of time. I design shows a certain way. There's a level of engagement and entertainment that has to be presented there, just like I have to bring when I come to Sharon's show, right? The reason why I say the message won't resonate is because, for the most part, the message is supposed to be for the Rim Bros. Now, right? Right? If the message is for all men, I don't understand why Rim Bros are highlighted. Now, if you highlight Rim Bros, right? My thoughts are either you have no expectation for Rim Bros to change, because you cannot speak to them in that negative, kind of disrespectful tone and then expect that they're going to perceive you as wanting best for them in most cases. Now, if your statement is just for men, you should only talk about what you want from men. I want men to do this. I want men to do that. When you start to select certain type of men, right? You move the conversation from just men to specifying against certain men.
Why
when I say
let them go.
When I say the message will not be heard, I'm speaking specifically to the so-called Rim Brothers. They not looking to listen.
So why is regular men respond? All of these men who have responded said, I'm not a Rim Brother. I'm not a Rim Brother. And yet and still you respond. So if it's not for you, the message is not for you, why are you responding?
Okay, so I'm going to answer.
Can I say something, Aaron, real quick? I'm sorry.
Please do.
If you ask them a question, you have to let them finish. You like to jump in the middle of people talking. Please let them finish.
Yeah, so I'll tell you the reason why I said something. If you want to know why me, because I like to bring highlights to Sharon's show.
Keep it on.
So that's part of my reasoning for it. Like, let me get some light over here and have some fun. That's part of the reason. If you watch what I said, I'm not disrespecting nobody. I'm asking questions. I'm having fun. So I said it many times. I like Brownsville. I don't know, probably what he do is fine, whatever. But I can say, well, I don't think these guys going to listen. I could be wrong if you say I'm wrong. You go ahead and prove it out and have fun with it. Now, for the other guys, because I don't think your gripe is with me, because I'm not nearly as divisive enough as the other conversations with other guys. That is where you're really looking to. So where is the issue lies? I'll say this, because you're asking what my perspective is on why other guys are looking at it. It's because of this statement. Women think they know women, but when men are alone with women, y'all don't know those women. The same way like men think we know men, when women are alone with men, we don't know those men. We don't know the experience that women have when they're alone with a man, just like a woman don't know the experience that a man has when they're alone with women. But men know men like women know women. And we're saying as men, why is this guy doing this all of a sudden? This kind of a little weird. And men are much harder to scam. If you look at scams tend to happen more so to women. Men are much more adverse to things. We question things a lot more. Whoa. That seems like it's up. Something fishy with that. We naturally have an inclination to go, I don't trust that. We're very distrustful of a lot of things. That's why loyalty is extremely high with us. So those are just some of the reasons. Now, I don't think that the men really have an issue with Brownsville's doing. Most of them should find it heavily entertaining the way that I do. Now, they have an issue personally with Sharon. They might have an issue personally with Brownsville, and then they take that moment to extrapolate from there. But there's no real actual issue with the message. If y'all just listen to what.
And so what the problem is, they trying to code it in that they have an issue with us pandering. So meaning that you have an issue with the message. It's one thing you say, oh, I just don't like him because he wear those shirts. I don't like him because his neck. Oh, because of what you are saying. My words is what you don't like. And then when we ask you what words you don't like, and only thing you say is the rim brother. So now, are you a rim brother? So are you out there, sir, dropping your keys without bending your knees when you pick them up? And they say, no, that's not me. So why are you concerned about it? Hit dogs only holler. You should be as quiet as a pup. But for some reason, you got hit, bro.
Well, to be fair, I think because I've been looking in your chat, your message, and this is part of the issue that I wanted to answer HQ. She said a lot, and shout out to PhD because she understands. Part of the issue is this: if me and Sharon hanging out and a bunch of girls come by, and I slap his hat off his head in front of women, it's intentional to disrespect him in front of women, right? Because when the girls wasn't around, I didn't slap his hat off, right? It's the kind of way to make me look more tougher than him, to kind of give me a boost above him in front of women. So when men have conversations that women are exposed to, there's fine to have a level of distrust. When you close that door and only men allowed in here, well, that's just for us. Okay, so that's just for us. You said the message just for us. No problem. I got you. However, when your message, you say, hey, men, come talk to me, and all the women around looking like this, and you get to, yeah, man, you need to do it. And the women like, yeah.
Beautiful. So now
it changes the impact of it based upon historical experiences.
Perfect. So now when it's on the other shoe, the shoe's on the other foot, and they saying black bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, and they the least desirable, and there's women there watching. Why are they so opposed to me having the same conversation? I'm just on the opposite side, and I can substantiate mine, and they can't substantiate yours. So who are you pandering to? You're pandering to the mammy woman, the woman that would just go ahead and just agree with any man, even if it's detrimental to her. Because most of those men are married, and they have women and daughters and aunties that say, and they would even use that as an excuse. I don't hate women, even though I whipped my wife's ass last week. Even though I went out and cheated on my wife 2 weeks ago, I still love women. Even though I talk bad about them every single day of the week and disrespect them in private and public, I love women. Where is the fucking proof? And then when a man like me say, hey, substantiate your truth, bro. Because you, right now, your words and your actions is not matching. That is the real men that is showing like, hey, you are scamming, sir. You ain't living what you talking about. We can see it. I can see it. I can hear it in your voice and how you talk and how you move.
Yeah, so you didn't correlate what I said to what you said, but you gave a good reason to why you say what you say is just not the same. And you have a right to do that. I'm just telling you, there is a difference. And when a bunch of women around and I just got these kicks $200, pull out this money, like there's.
So you feel like I'm saying that I'm slapping their head off?
I'm not saying you doing it. I'm saying when the message is indicated, it's for men, but we're doing it in the front of a bunch of group of women, right? It's a level of, okay, the men are going to be like, yo, ladies is around, right? Because you're supposed to conduct yourself differently around women. If we curse, remember back in the day when men, you curse and, hey, it's a lady around here, chill out. Don't curse like that, right? I don't have that problem, but that used to be common tact for men. Oh, there's a lady around, watch your mouth. In the barbershop in particular, when a woman come in, hey, yo, chill out. That's normal tact.
Yeah, but that was normal tact for a certain type of woman that came in. Usually it was grandma that came in. If it was just a regular woman that was our age.
Okay, do we have grandmas now?
Yes.
Do we really though?
We really do.
Nah, we got women saying, I ain't had those kids. Do you raise them yourself? Like, I'm just saying there's a vast difference from what those women were but I still, okay.
Right. So example, like me and you,
yes.
For some reason, no matter how crazy our ideology is and how we try to, we mind out the concept, we have difficult conversations and still don't disrespect women. Me and PhD, but we can argue all day and never disrespect each other to a point where we call each other bitches and hoes.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the difference right there. It is a difference when that is your first valuable weapon. You pull that out quick, fast.
I agree with that. Men should not be doing it. However, I'm going to say this: it does make a man look weak when a woman just talk all over him, call him a BAN, and he don't say nothing back, right? So
lies.
No, look, listen.
So when, because I want to go back to your, I want to go back to your hat analogy. We sit we sitting in the bar, we together, the girls come around, you slap my hat off and everything so you can look tougher. If I react to something like, hey bro, why you do that? You know we all good, we love, and I put my hat back on and I'm moving it in my space, no woman's gonna look at me and think that I'm weak. And that is the problem that I have. Go ahead.
Yeah, nah.
So
I agree, Bracy.
What I'm saying is there will be a group of men who don't do that. They'll be like, nah, I understand why you're doing it. I see it all the time. They'll say a woman come up here and yell and scream at me, you just got punked. You just got mobbed on by a chick.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Perfect. So that's them trying to project on you to see if they could break your chink on. But when you hold on to it and you stand tough, he's like, nah, I'm good, bro. I don't think nothing wrong with it. She was frustrated and you substantiate what happened in real time and show that you are not that punk. Those men will start changing their reality and say, oh yeah, my dog, he way more stored than me. I wish he got the patience of Job. They start saying shit like that. Man, I wish I had the patience like that. So when men communicate and say, hey, I didn't actually get punked, I was just having time and patience and having understanding and where she's at today.
Yeah, so okay. The relationship between men and women are not the same as the relationship in the past. So what I'm saying is there is not much lines there anymore. It may be for me, maybe for you, sometimes believe, depending on how you're feeling. But the sole thing is I've seen Lee curse the hell out of women and go off. Men that curse and have filthy mouths typically have them with everybody. They don't do well with distinct. I only curse out men. They don't do that. Because part of that nasty, disgusting, cursing mind is the lack to decipher the difference. That's just how they spit it. So that's why I'm saying those men that are cursing, that's how they normally talk. They just don't randomly come out cursing, screaming, and yet that's how they conduct themselves in general. And so normally when a woman comes in the room or the conversation with a woman, the tack is supposed to be adjusted. We all know that. But we're in an environment now where we kind of blurred the lines of men and women to where we're like, hey, so what? That's a boy. So what? That's a girl. Let them be together. Let them be in the class together. Let them play sports together. Let them do it. So we blurred the lines. So now if you curse at me, I curse at you. If you ask mothers, if your daughter hit my son, he better hit her back. That is what's going on these days. Go ahead.
Let me welcome somebody to the show that's going to see if Aaron can hold his stoicism. Welcome to the show, the verbal assassin.
Hello.
Good day.
Uh-oh, Aaron.
Oh, you got a lot of noise, Lee. So,
Aaron had a whole lot of shit to say. You had a whole lot of shit to say.
You low.
Yeah, your mic. Let me see. I'll try to fix it. Hold on.
Okay, turn it up for me. There. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good now. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Aaron had a lot of shit to say, but we're going to put that to the side. I told you I was going to run down on you, though. What's up, everybody?
Good day to you. So,
hey, Turbo.
What's up, Sherry? Hey, PH Diva. Hey, Heathen Queen.
Hey.
So, you want to say something right now?
Hey, Unlikely and Otis. No, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
So I think it is up to so now with the whole ideology of boys hitting the girls back, I think that philosophy changed when the girls and the boys turn around like 12, 13, 14. That philosophy starts to change. It's usually a shift like, hey, you stronger than the girls, you're a little bit this, that. And so I think the philosophy changed. I think from 0 to about 10, they like, hey, don't let nobody hit you and be no simp. But when a kid get 13, when the boys turn 13 and up, they say, hey, listen, you go to jail for putting your hands on a woman. So I think the philosophy changed as the kid gets older.
Okay, so if you believe that, right? Because I'm gonna show you how you're so off on that, right? If you are a father, you never even had that conversation. Now, the boys will tell you, my dad ain't never told me go ahead and hit a girl back because she hit me. That specifically comes from the mother. Now, where you're off at is this: mothers are overwhelmingly, according, especially to what the women say, letting their sons stay in their home till they 29, 34 years old, 40 years old, carrying these boys, carrying them, partly because they feel like they're responsible for what they experienced in life, but they've been carrying them, babying them for the longest time. So to think that a mother is going to stop babying, oh, you're 13 now, you can't do that anymore, is not the experience in which women say that that's what they're seeing. Absolutely not. Now, I believe fathers, you can have that, because that's not something that I've heard fathers tell their sons. Hey, yo, she hit you, hit her back. That's not common.
So, but what you talking about? You talking more to like an absentee father house where the father's not around at all,
which is common. Yes.
No.
Oh, it's not.
No, I don't think so. I
heard it was around here, but since you believe it here and you say it's not, I would
don't
say
think a lot of fathers live in the house. I don't think they are absentee, so I think they still involved in a child's life. So I think it's still right.
Listen, thank you. I accept that answer. You ain't get no pushback from no lady.
Let me read some of these super chats.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
All right, the dating pool roast reactions. Thank you for the super sticker. Wait, HQ, is that you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Oh, okay. All right. Robin M. Sharon, this is your time. You deserve it. Only up from here. Sorry, y'all.
That's that 4th grade reading level.
There it is. They got me too. See through you. Support to fight the good fight against the Rim Brothers and the subgroup Rim Riders.
Rim Riders.
No, when you said your baby girl had a nightmare about Mr. Disingenuine, I hollered. Nevertheless. LeGarrette. Hey, LeGarrette. Shout out to Aaron, Sharon, and Granville. Oh, not shout out to me, LeGarrette? Well, then
I don't
I'm
think he was
taking my
there
head
yet.
back, nigga.
Yeah, I don't think he was there yet.
Terry, good men are excusing men with rim bro behavior.
Damn.
Crash out Jack, broke, dusty, and wants beef always. Jack, the next time you change it, Ed ain't got no life either. Pretend I'm not here. Lurking for beef and fuckery, yo. Crash out Jack, credit for AO. What make you think anybody gonna drop AO? Crash out Jack, just in case a hoe needs to be dropped. Call.
I just got it.
The dating pool roast reactions. We got to get Aaron O to concede today. Be on you, Aaron.
You didn't see me and Sharon have our build. Y'all didn't see that, the back and forth. Okay, I see. You see what it is they have an itch for me, and I'm just here to ruffle your feathers. If I piss you off, oh well.
What up, Lee?
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I don't talk your spiel. For me.
So why do you think, Aaron? I got a question. Why is it such a big deal for them to find out if we are pandering with no actual proof of pander?
That's a really good question. Now, I'm going to say this for a disclaimer. I'm special, so I can prove pandering. Now, if everybody not me, you got to make your own proof, and you got to make your own executive decisions here, okay? Part of it is it's heavily entertaining, sir. And there's a part to want to paint a narrative, right? If it's coming from a negative space, like, an adversary, somebody that has a disdain for you, a dislike for your platform, what you do, and things like that, they can try to utilize. Remember, I was talking to Brownsville. I said, I could make that word mean that I could do that. But they might not feel the need to not do that. they might feel the need to build on top of that. But I'm naturally, this is just my humble opinion. I'm from the Bay. The way New Yorkers talk is different. So I already don't really get along with New York women. I'm not gonna hold back. I'm not gonna front. Some women, they get a pass. Like 4 of them in this space that I know. 4. And the rest of them, I can't do it. But the truth is, when we hear men just throw out compliments towards women, we have a natural inclination to go, "Why is you doing that, brother? Is you up to something?" Because men don't men, and then women will say, all y'all men want something from us. But if all us men want something from y'all, and the man go and do that, y'all switch it to like he don't want nothing from us. It's just y'all men jealous.
Perfect.
Well, it's inconsistent. And so for men, we've seen this game before. Now we could be wrong, but we've seen the game, the lingo, the talk, the smooth talk, and we know how that works. It's not always 100% factual, but we have a right to be a little reserved and say, hey, sum up.
So men don't. So then, if I can get in here real quick to ask this question. So what you're saying then is that the ladies are right not to trust men because you men don't trust men either.
So
you look at men suspiciously also. So when women are saying that they have to look at men with a suspicious eye, why would we get pushback for that? Because when we said, y'all say no.
One question at a time.
She's talking to me. She don't want to talk to you. So
Oh,
the answer to that question is yes. You should be suspicious of everybody. Men have weaknesses for not being suspicious enough of women. Okay, that's just the facts of life. But men naturally have a better understanding to dangers, and also they're less likely to be conned, whether you like to admit it or not.
Why are you saying that though? You said that earlier, that men are less likely to be conned, but you are conned every 5 minutes.
Okay, all right. So let me ask.
Hold on 1 minute.
Okay.
The crypto scamming, the majority of those are men. Right? The real estate scamming, the majority of that is men. The OnlyFans scamming, the Instagram girl scamming, that's y'all. So where are you getting this statistic from? Show it. I want to see it, that women are more scammed.
Okay,
than men.
so that's a really good statement. Is your indication that men are more scammed than women? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm giving you the facts.
Okay, I heard you
based on what you said. You said it, and now I'm telling you to prove it.
I think she's really her argument is saying that it's not more or less. It's more of it's not a gender-based thing that
people get scammed.
People get scammed instead of it's a higher percentage of women getting scammed versus men. It's more of a even two, maybe 49, 51, 55.
Now romance scams, I'll give you romance scams. But when we talking about financial scams, we're gonna have to debate that.
Too.
And that's a fact.
Okay, you know what? You can have that. If you want to say factually that men are
you conceded?
Women, because you said what?
There you go, HQ. He conceded.
He's conceded.
Are you conceded?
They said you're gonna do it. They said it. Remember, the verbal did this. The verbal did this.
Girl, go ahead on.
Now, she said financially scamming. I'm going to concede that. I didn't say anything about financials. If she starts to go down in every realm of where you can be scammed, manipulating all those things, and say men are out front in all those based upon the fact that she wants to acquire, salute to her. I'm just trying to say
we have to break it down when you make a general statement that y'all don't get scammed or you get scammed way less or you generally don't. We have to break it down.
Okay,
because what you said is just
you know what, Purple? Let's clarify what he meant.
Wait. Let her take a position then. Does she have a position, or she just doesn't like my
I just
position?
had the position. I just told you what it was. Did you understand?
No, you didn't. You
just conceded though. You just conceded to it.
No, but not because of your position. So you're wrong. What you said was financially, men are scammed more. That's the facts. So I'm not arguing with you. Never did I say financially. So you try to take something, go to another realm where you can use your facts to say you're right, and which I never said you were wrong at. Now, what you haven't done is take a position about who is scammed more or not. You're just talking about what I said. Would you like to take a position, or would you like to only talk about what I said?
Can I say something?
Yeah,
but you already made a position, Aaron. She just gave pushback to the position that you stated. You didn't say financial, you didn't say romantic, you said generally. So she was pushing back on that general statement that you made.
Fair enough. I have no problem with it. So she didn't say what I'm saying is wrong. What she did is say specifically when it comes to financial things, men are scammed more there. And I said, fine, because nowhere near was I specifying that particular area. No problem. I'm not arguing with that. I don't need to be harping on this one moment to have the conversation. However, what people will realize is when guys come over here, don't curse at you, don't yell at you, have a conversation, and y'all can just go back and forth like I did with Sharon so well, and even with HQ. Y'all gonna still do what y'all do, and the people that see it are going to see it, right? I have no problem being the
That's
guinea
a lot
pig.
of extra explaining. I'm sorry, like a lot of the stuff you were saying, I wasn't listening because my daughter was talking to me, but it wasn't really nothing for me to listen to because I already proved my point. I think that we can move on, actually. That's just
You
my
didn't
position.
what was your point?
I already made it.
Wait, can somebody tell me what her point was?
Never mind. If you're too slow to
I
get it,
got
we don't
you,
have to
bro. Go ahead.
over it.
I got you.
Hey, go ahead.
Even though it might not be a point, I think the better conversation is so since men are more protective of scam artists and panderers, and because the reason why they are trying to make sure that we are not scamming and pandering to them, because they trying to protect women so bad, because women are prone to men like me that scam them. Because that's what it was kind of saying, that women are more prone to be scammed versus men being scammed. So that's the part that we need.
Sharon, I have a two-pronged attack. It's right. It's not limited to one thing. Sometimes if I say something, I'd rather you just come out and combat it. So you no longer can put people in a victim mentality. No, it's not just the men, it's the women. Ta-da, got you to admit to it. So here's the thing, right? Where you may think I'm losing somewhere, you just don't have the vision to see everywhere, right? So ultimately, Mr. Sharon, what we were trying to head down, going down that pathway, is for the men, we used to that language. We see the, hey, how you doing? Look, you looking good. Look, my hey, queens. Hey, look, listen here. These men need to treat you right. They need to do right.
Perfect. No, that's perfect. No, that's great.
No,
that's great. No, see, you changed. So hold on. The difference is
I didn't change nothing.
Yes, you did. You changed the tone.
The tone?
Yes, you changed the tone, because when he comes in, he said, when I first come in, I want to wipe my feet off, and I got to uplift.
I'm not talking about him.
Uplift the queens first, is what he said. And your tone was walking down the street and hollering at something in a sexual way. Hey, beautiful. Hey, queen, how you doing?
Sir. This not gonna work. Let me tell you why that's the case. Because I've told you on the internet, we converse a certain way. So it's more than fair to go, if Brownsville, since you want to put him in here, was out in the streets, because like he say, lifting up queens every day, that's what he would be doing. Hey, queen. Hi, queen. Oh, it's good to see you. We breathing today. You deserve your flowers. He would have to do the same thing to the women, not online. So you think the tone wouldn't be different?
So when he be outside, he already expressed that. He said he's walking down the street. He go to the supermarket. Hey, queen, you need some help with your bag? What are you saying? You all right? You got it, ma'am? All right, cool. I'm going to keep moving down this way. Hey, King, what up? I see you struggling with that lumber over there. Let me help my king out pick up this lumber. Hey,
we don't trust you, New Yorkers. That's the problem. We don't trust y'all. Y'all the biggest con artists in the world. Y'all the biggest thieves. Y'all steal the most money. All the best criminals come from New York. So if you say, yeah, I'm from New York, I was growing up like this, you know, it was tough, I had enough. We know y'all come from the environment where the most distrustful people are, and that's in New York.
And also, we also got to remember, I was born in Kings County. So also, that's the place so y'all call it Brooklyn. We call it Kings County. And also, there's another spot, another borough. We call that Queens County. So usually what is said when you're from New York, the men they from Kings and the women are from Queens. So when we go around and we go to the party, oh, what up, Queens? Because we're talking about the borough, and so it got ingrained. It got ingrained in us. Now we say salute to my king. That's how we separate ourselves. So for us, it's just a word of endearment. So when we say, "What up, son?" Hey, what you mean you call me? What you mean you call me your son? I'm not you ain't my daddy, but you shine like one. You shine like one.
This is wild.
That's what.
Wait a minute. Can I say something? We were talking about scamming, and I want to encourage everybody to go on HBO Max and check out a documentary. What is it called? Movie Pass, Movie Crash, and it's about two black men who started the Movie Pass app and company, and how they got gooped out their shit by some white boys, and then the white boys ran the company into the ground. But very interesting documentary. So go check it out.
They're gonna have to pay us for advertising over here, PhD, because We can't be just promoting their business like that.
No, Aaron, I did have a question though. Okay,
so
you said when you hear that type of language, because y'all know how men talk to women when they're trying to get something out of them, it kind of makes you raise an eyebrow and it's suspicious. But why isn't it eyebrow raising and suspicious when the men just come around and just arbitrarily, call the women bitches and hoes and So I was in a conversation yesterday, and apparently all the men have a problem with it. And they were saying like, oh, well, calling all the women queens and you don't know what they got going on. But then shortly thereafter, they said, well, they call them Rim brothers and they don't know if they 100%, align with that ideology. And I said, okay, so when it's, time to call men a name, we need to make sure that they 100% aligned with the name for us to be able to use it appropriately. But when y'all go around or men go around calling women bitches and hoes, you don't 100% know that woman's a bitch or a hoe, but y'all are okay with that. So like, where is the distinction, or why is there one to begin with? Why do we need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt when it's time to call men, derogatory names if you think that's a derogatory name, but not when it's time to call women that? And why don't y'all raise an eyebrow, or why isn't it suspicious when y'all hear men calling women generally derogatory names?
Yeah, so they losing the argument when they do that. When I hear them tell Sharon and Brown, hey, you don't know if they queens, like they're losing the argument. If that's the position that they're going to take, that's a bad position. They're not good at arguing their point from there. Later on, when they get into like the nuance part and they say, well, you're not speaking about specific men, you paint all men with a brush, they can get to a little bit better of an argument. But men should have no problem with Brownsville coming up here saying, hey, queens, this and that. There should not be a fight. The fight should be something else. I don't even think the fight is that. I think, in my opinion, it seems like the women are taking it because they calling people rim bros. That is not, and by the way, it's heavily entertaining. So please don't stop. I love when y'all get people vexed, all right? Because they need to have some skill. They need to have a skill set to learn not to let that happen, right? But it bothers their soul. So if they see your message been taken, right? Because is the messenger responsible for the message? We don't know. When they take that message and they go to Iz's chat and say, you're a rim bro. He like, whoa, what is you talking about? Brownsville saying this, that. So now I know and I attribute it to you. And it's like, you can start to try to dissect it like, yo, what's going on? Who created this? Who the leader of this? And it's a dun 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 dun, and do a little dance. And they like, so what's up with this? And he like, what you mean? I'm just the queens, king. So,
they
so I think it's entertainment mainly.
Yo, they so crazy. They called him Iz Rim Mills.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. But hold on. I don't want to bypass what she asked. It is problematic, and I notice it all the time when men randomly just bring up and talk down about women. Men see this. Now, if they call it out, it's contingent upon, and this is what I was trying to get. I don't know if HQ was saying this earlier. Is what I saw transpire in the conversation. So when Venus is arguing with Red Pill, I can't really do much about that. One, she's from New York. Two, they argue and curse each other out all day in the chat and on panels. So it don't make sense to take that moment to be like, yo, you a man, you need to check how it won't fit. You see what I'm saying? Now, if a woman that never argues, never do just come on, and by the way, they do get women do get questioned like crazy. If you get one pumping on the panel, so we all know it to be like, I never run from that, right? But disrespecting those women that ain't did nothing, you tend to see a little bit more pushback. However, y'all got to know where y'all at. If y'all go to a certain channel and that's what they do over there, there's no need to be shocked. If I go to the zoo and they say there's an animal in this cage and this animal is likely to do this, I kind of know where I'm at. But if you see it being uncharacteristically done by somebody that don't normally do that, then it's like more poignant. You're like, whoa, what's going on here? So I understand that position, but it's a problem for me, right? If I see a guy doing that, I know there's something going on. He's probably a little lame. He probably, a chick probably did him dirty, something like that. Or he just emotionally unstable. I see these things. So men see them.
So like, you know, like how they beef with me, but I have my actual daughter in the chats. She watches the show, and for some reason they don't even have that capacity in they framing when they have a thought. So like, so you know what I'm saying? So like, so for me I already have a grown up daughter that would take my words and put it into who she is as well. So like, for somebody that Mr. Fanny Pack that has a daughter, and he would say all these things about the same description of his own daughter, is wild to me. And people would champion that and say, yes, you are doing good. You are doing great for the community, even though you are disrespecting your own child because you are talking about her looks as well. Because when we walking down the street, if it's not a man that's like me, that's going to just look at her and say, hey, I'm just uplifting you. If you need help, I got you. I'm not trying to have sex with you. And they don't have that mentality, she is going to be in trouble. And why you fight against somebody that is trying to promote men to put God first and then all those other, and as we keep going down the list of the 10 things that we are talking about, whatever that is. And so therefore women can be more protected. Why would you fight against that? It's insane to me.
Well, let me say
against my words, not against some so-called.
Let me say something real quick. Hold on, HU, give me like 7 seconds, real quick. If you're watching the show, please hit that like button.
Right.
Please get these likes up. Okay, we would appreciate you share out the stream. It would help the channel a lot. Go ahead, HQ.
That was a part of the question. That was a question I had earlier. Remember, I said, why do the women think the married men and the single men are the same in the chat? And they were having that discussion. That's part of what Sharon is talking about, because they agree with the same behaviors about women. They still call women the 304s. Even these married men who have daughters refer to women like that. How do you do that? That's why we think they're the same.
Okay, I got you. So y'all need to add to your ability to actually compartmentalize and separate things, right? Some things just exist.
Right.
A dog is a dog. A married man or a non-married man is gonna have to see a dog is a dog. He can't be like, oh, I'm a married man. I don't call that a dog no more. That's a feline. Like you see what I'm saying? That's a canine. They don't.
And also, Aaron, we also gotta say, hit dogs. They do what?
Holla. But ultimately, this is the truth. Married men, single men, they're not the same, and it's clear differences. It's just about your ability to identify. Married men and me get along very, very well. Like they'll talk about how men. It's a different experience, right? It's about the level of the individual. Y'all do deal with whatever y'all say degenerates are. I don't know what y'all go. That's one of y'all favorite, terms to use. To take what they say, if you don't deem them somebody worth actually listening to, or they have things of value to say, I just brush it off. If it's for entertainment at this point. When somebody that you have a level of admiration for, you really appreciate their mind or how they think, if they go and do something that is inconsistent, then it's more alarming. But it's never going to shock me if I go to somebody's channel and they go, these black women, let me tell y'all what they did today. I'm like, oh, where we at? Okay, we know what's going on. If we go to another channel and they do it, the reason why I'm saying this is that a married man, you think he would have more. I'm not going to say he's not as revered, but since women are saying they don't see the differences, if a married man can't tell you nothing and a single man can't tell you nothing, what you want them to do then? You see what I'm like? Well, what you want?
Perfect. We want she want a good man to tell her something, and we understand as long as we're not arguing what is the definition of a good man, and if good is subjective or not, that is the problem. So you cannot be going out there calling people bitches and hoes and then say, "Hey, but I'm going to correct you," when you are not correct yourself. You cannot go out there in the world being a drug dealer telling people, "Hey, you need to be an upstanding citizen." They're gonna look at it, they're gonna like, "Yeah, that's a good message, but all right." You cannot go out there drinking alcohol and then tell your kids not to drink. They're going to be like, I hear you, daddy, but why is it not good for me, but it's good for you? All right, kids, don't go out there and don't go out there and have sex. But when you come home, your son see you bringing in 5 women every week. He's going to look at that. Those are 2 different messages. That is the problem. You got to stand in what you're talking about. And that's the issue that I have. I'm standing in what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking, and my own daughter is in the chat. And you want me to say what about black women when my black daughter is in the chat? You want me to say what? Those black bitches?
Whoa. Calm yourself down. Hold on. Just give me 15 seconds.
Hey.
You got to understand, Sharon. The truthful answer is, at the end of the day, women should not be mad if men calling out 304s. If y'all not a 304, separate yourself. Like y'all talk about, like y'all talk about.
However, Aaron, however, you got to make it a distinctive. It's a difference between the two. A lot of times when they have this conversation, they not making it a difference.
Thank you.
Okay,
but a little slight pushback, and I don't think HQ meant to do that, but ever since HQ went up here, she's been making generalities. She's been saying married men be disrespectful to the women, calling them bitches, calling them hoes. Now, the word disrespect could be taken a little differently. Everybody has their own interpretation, but I'm married. I've been on this panel for about 3-4 months. I've never called a woman out their name. Now, you could say, even though I never disrespected a woman, some women might call me or assume I disrespected them by another way, by cutting them off, talking and all that. To me, that's subjective, but I've never called a woman the B word. I never called them out their name at all. Never. But when HQ talks, she talks in generalities. And to me, that's kind of like, whoa. So that's why most married men like myself, again, somebody gonna be objective to this. I know I'm a good man, but I don't push back on it. Thank you, PhD, for proving that. I don't push back on it because the average person don't want to hear from me unless they come talk to the average married man and they get the information that they want. But they're on these platforms just talking. But I have a lot of conversations with married men and unmarried men, great productive conversations. I really do.
Okay, so then you should take Aaron O's advice though, because he said if you're not a 304,
don't attack him at once. Hold on, let him get it out. Go ahead, Otis.
I'm done.
Okay, you good? Before y'all, so we're gonna go Verb, Taz, Supreme Goddess, and CBN. So everybody can get their voice.
So I just want to make the point of what he just said. So you're focusing on what Heathen Queen said, but Aaron O's been making plenty of generalities, and you're not one pushback on his generalities, right? Also, he just said that if you're not a 304, then it shouldn't bother you if men talk about 304s. So why in the hell are you not taking that advice when it comes to what Heathen Queen said about married men? She is talking about the married men in these spaces that we do see do those things. Y'all understand that, of course, we're not talking about every single married man. So why are you personalizing it, Otis? Aaron O just told you not to.
Perfect.
Guilty conscience needs no accusing.
No, it's not a guilty conscience. I'm speaking for the masses. I'm pretty sure I'm not the one that's actually feeling this way. A lot of men feel this way. So again, I'm not, and you're not attacking me. I'm not taking it as an attack. I'm raising questions. I asked a question. It was a general question. To me, it was a question.
Okay, so you're not going to rebuttal it? Okay, go ahead. We're going to go Taz, Supreme Goddess, CBN. Go. You there?
Yeah, I'm just here, man. I don't, these ain't really my type of conversation, so kind of just listening in. So I'm, if I got something to say, I'll chime in. But other than that, I haven't heard anything that's because I wasn't here earlier.
And
so.
Salute. Good to see you here.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You know me, bro. So, quick question though: did you already do the Tommy thing, or are you rescheduling that, or is that? Did I miss it?
It looked like I might have to reschedule it because we just got caught up in the conversation. So
yeah, because
I don't know how long because I don't know yet.
All right, bet, no doubt. I'm here.
Go ahead, Supreme Goddess and CBN.
So are you going to review wherever you said you were when they asked you about what I apparently said about black boys or whatever?
Eventually, I'll attempt to get there. I believe he's one of the founders of the place. He's here now. Welcome to the show, CBN. What is your thoughts?
Interesting. First and foremost, good afternoon, my brothers and sisters on the panel.
Good day to you.
That's another brother from King County. Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, the annoying jungle of New York City. But it's a very interesting topic, interesting conversation. I haven't all know who I am. I've been trying to be consistent about being in the middle. I'm not trying to take side on anybody. When you want to generalize people, you got to be very careful. But not everybody are the same. Not every married man
Can
out
y'all
there are
hear
the
him?
same.
Because I can't hear him.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
You're talking really,
Yeah,
you
you
sound
guys
muffled.
speak up a
You're
Yeah,
little
because
bit, bro.
I have a deep voice. I'm not trying to sound too loud, if you know
That's
what I'm
better.
saying.
Whatever you're doing now, that sounds much better.
So here's my issue when you come to generalization, because when you come to a Black Men That Filter Network, we don't do generalization. We try to differentiate who's not. Not every married man are the same. We find some who play both sides of the field just for the sake of clout. And we have people like me, for example, who care less about clout. That's why I be general who I am. I speak what is fact, what is truthful about them. So if you know that about me, I address people as brothers and sisters. I don't call people kings and queens unless you have a level of authority, a level of responsibility on your head. Then I'll say that's a different story. But on that, I try to show respect to everybody. Even though I'm from Nigeria, we are born with a different type of mindset, but we got to show respect for everybody. I think the problem we have in today's society is this. The line had been blurred a long time ago. That's number one. Number two, men had, how would I put it, men had enough of the generalization or the beat that I've been taking for more than 5 to 6 decades. So when they come to these platforms like YouTube and other platforms, I hate to say this, but women have to be more careful because, for one, you guys have the huge backer of mainstream media tearing down men for far too long. And
Hey,
some
bro, you
men,
from Africa where they cut little girls' clitorises and shit, bro. You might
That
want to
part.
watch your fucking mouth, bro.
That
first,
part. That
first,
part.
first and foremost, know what part of Africa I'm coming from.
Yeah, it don't
Cannot
matter.
accuse me.
It's a continent.
No, it does matter
It's an
because
entire continent. Worry about that first, bro.
first and
Like, don't
foremost,
get too insulting, bro. I'm going on mute.
I had to be respectful. I don't come out to the call people out to tell them. First and foremost, based on the mindset I came from, we don't come to disrespect. And I had to know your history before I judge anybody. Same what I ask you to do the same of mine. Just because I come from a country, I come from the same tribe. This we call miseducation. That happens a lot. What I'm saying is this: show a level of respect for people. Know who they are before you come out judging people. What I was saying first and foremost, yes, there have been a tear down black men for far too long, for more than 5 to 6 decades. I've been here in this country since the early 80s. I've seen that mainstream media. I've seen that a lot. Now, have men speak about it? No, maybe they spoke about it in church, in close gathering. Now, I've seen that a lot. I've worked in church. Some men don't want to deal with nobody because they feel like they don't trust anybody. Now, when you have these platform people not coming out more and more for to speak their grievances, you gotta understand where they're coming from. They say black men ain't shit, black men ain't that, black men don't make a lot of money. But when you look at statistics, I'm in IT for over 22, 23 years, make good, decent money. I've seen people in the engineering field, the IT field, plumbing, construction, and do what they gotta do, but yet, do we get the credit we deserve? Not really.
So, but
I get it, I
here's
understand it, but when you come to,
CBM.
yeah,
Here's the problem. So if we are doing well, why are we jumping out the window saying, "Hey, we are doing well. Just do well and don't worry about the ones that's doing bad." If it is a bunch of men's doing bad percentage wise, why we can't attack them and say, "Hey, we need to do better as a whole because it's only 30% of us doing well and we got a 70% doing bad." I don't understand why we're not talking about the majority of the men or women or whatever that is, right? Instead of saying, "Hey, it got me over here. Look at me. I'm a black
no,
man. I take care of my household. I'm not poor. It's not fair for me to jump up and say, 'Hey, I'm a black man doing well.'" So we shouldn't
no,
talk
you
about
make
the
you
other
make an honest point because I talked about it before in the past for like 20 months, and I asked you a question. There are men that feel like there's no point of talking out or speaking up, so they just leave on
Pick
their
up the mic.
own point
We
of view.
can't hear you.
Oh, leave it on own point of view. Here, what I noticed a lot. There's some men that would speak about it and they'll avoid things with everything, and there's some men will just keep quiet and move like a spot, which is more dangerous. I remember Kevin tell me to do
Your microphone again. Yeah.
it.
No.
No, your
Hold on,
mic is acting up now.
yeah, your mic acting up.
Yeah, we can't even hear what
Yeah,
you're
we
saying.
can't hear you at all now.
It's just static.
Okay. No problem. Salute to Aaron O. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, I guess let me run through some super chats as well. And I'll let
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
where we at. We are here.
All right, Crash Out Jack. Broke, dusty, and wants beef always. Oh, Shiesty Bum is a bum who needs to get they face off my nuts. What?
Whoa.
Keep my name out your mouth, motherfucking mouth, Shiesty. That is all. Shout out to PH Diva.
Oh shit.
Why you gonna shout me out? Crash out, Jack. Get a life. Is that right, PH Diva? Bet.
Damn.
Yeah, baby, you on vacation. The root word is vacate.
It's about to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
All right, crash out, Jack. Broke, dusty, and wants beef always with the 100 ball. I have to go get a life, so in case y'all don't see me around here no more, just know I'm good. Don't come look for me. Don't miss me. Be strong. Don't cry. I'll be all right. It's been real. Thanks for having me. This is credit for AO, the motherfucking GOAT. Now watch the next one from him too. Right. Crash out, Jack. Welcome back, sir. Just a silent observer of fuckery. Don't at me, yo.
Oh my God.
Matthew Pearson, no married ninja slander. HQ and AO, watch it. Gabe A, how CBN got a deep voice, an accent, a tongue tie, and a list. You know what?
God damn it.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Y'all
No,
be
but why
vicious.
all the speech impaired men want to come up here and talk to people? I just
Y'all
like,
be vicious.
why?
I just heard
Get your shit fixed before you come try to talk to
No,
other
that's not
people.
that man's fault.
black
I
man.
know, but why you want to come talk to other people? Like, I don't understand it. Like, now
It
we got
was
to struggle
terrible.
to even understand what you're saying. Like,
It was
I don't
horrible.
understand. It's all the speech impaired men who want to come talk a hole in people's head. I don't get
And talk shit.
right.
He didn't get a chance to talk shit yet because we didn't know what point of view that was coming from. Welcome to the show, CBN. Tell them why you want to speak up and tell them your opinion. Your opinion counts too. Talk to them.
I think my opinion because I don't take side for nobody, and no, I don't talk shit.
So I have a question. Can I ask a question
Go ahead,
to
be my guest.
CBN? So were you saying that Nigerian men are above or better than black men in their behavior and whatnot? Because y'all always want to come up here and make that delineation, and it's
No.
really sickening.
No,
So you weren't saying that.
Let him finish the whole question. That's your whole question, Bird?
Yeah, I want to know why he was making that distinction.
I want to
ahead,
mention that
CBN.
thing. When it comes to Nigeria, man, we are all different type and tribe. Some of us are different from others. We don't go around flaunting our ego and probably keep a low profile for a specific reason. There's some of us, we have a mind to whereby we show respect to everybody regardless of who they come from. And we have other people within our group who are prideful and they feel like they're better than everybody else. As a Christian, I know one thing for sure. No one better than anyone else. You're not the same individual. You're not clone copy. Everybody
Perfect.
is
But she wanted to know why you had to make the distinction between.
I mean the thing of the mindset I was taught because we taught one thing. Show a level of respect to anybody and everybody. You don't know what people come through, what they went through in life. I don't believe that I'm better than anyone else, but I'm saying based on what being coming into this country, I realized what I've observed living in this city for more than 30 years.
Okay, so is that fair?
Go ahead.
Is that fair enough, Verb? That's the answer.
I
So
just
have
want
you
him to
ever
explain
used-
Nigerian scammers then.
Wow.
Because they don't show off. I'm confused because we see them scamming and showing off all their scam profits all
Just
over
like
social media.
I get what you're saying. Just like everybody else, every country, every culture have a bad apple. We have people we don't like. We call them scam. You call them scam. We call them 419. They make us look bad because first of all, some of us like to work hard. I'm a student to hard work. I don't like taking no shortcut. I do what I got to do and earn my way to the top, regardless. Some people are not willing to go to the hard way. They're smart to find a loophole and exploit it. Yes, there are scammers. That the reason why I stay away from certain people who do scam because know that how they say bird of the same flavor flock together. I flock on my own.
Perfect.
I don't hang out with
So
people who do such
can I ask
things.
a question, Sharon?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So this is my kind of my issue with kind of the way people talk that come from the continent. So a lot of what we see from the continent is abusive towards the women over there, and it's really not a good environment for women. For example, these femicide rate in South Africa is every 3 hours. So with some of the issues that you see over in the continent that even trump or are worse than what we see in America, don't you think a lot of what you're talking about as a continental African or somebody from that way, shouldn't y'all be more focused on what's going on over there in terms of like people starving and they're cutting on the little girls and child marriage, and there's just so many issues there. Y'all never seem to talk about those.
Those issues have been dealt with and continue going for the past, I would say, more than 70 to 80 years, because that is a known issue. South Africa, the people in South Africa is a different tribe from my tribe, which is the Yoruba tribe. And some of us don't get along with each other because of different beliefs. Now, we do know that some people in my group don't believe in child marriages. And I witnessed one firsthand when I was in high school. I was 14, 15, and my classmates were given to someone who wanted to be their grandfather, mind you. The reason why the parents and the mom made that agreement because of the amount of money, wealth, land, whatever they give to that person for the sake of the child. That is a traditional cultural thing that most African countries does, which I don't like not one bit. Now you mentioned about mutilating. That don't happen in Nigeria. That happened to the certain region of Africa. Some of us do agree to that. But what can we do and go into another country and tell them not what they're supposed to do when we're not part of that particular government?
Right. Okay. But so no. Okay. Let me have it, please. Okay. So the thing is, I think Taz's point was, okay, so y'all see all of the myriad of issues that need to be dealt with on the continent. And y'all will say, oh, well, I'm not a part of that group, so I can't do anything about it. But y'all will come over here and insert yourselves in our issues and want to have a voice. And that just doesn't make sense, right? Because you supposed to handle what's at home first. And then the other thing is part of the reason why y'all won't act in regard to other groups, because y'all will say I'm not a part of that tribe. That's what you said. That's not my tribe. And so this ain't your tribe either, but y'all still feel comfortable enough to come and insert yourselves and want to, discuss and wax poetic about any issues we might have. And that really is inconsistent, and it doesn't really make any sense. So we always gonna question it, right? It really doesn't make sense.
I get you. Let me put it like this. When it comes to African issues throughout the continent, some of us push further to stop certain things from happening will lead to situations whereby there's no control